constructed and why we want it to be constructed. So I'm going to get to the bottom of that in my talk, and I'm going to go over a lot of other things that will hopefully inform the presentations that come after me in terms of what active learning is and why we should or should not care about it. So, what is active learning? In a nutshell, active learning are a set of instructional techniques that help instructors engage students, engage learners, by involving them in kind of realistic, relevant activities that have them communicate with others and kind of have them think about real-world problems, right? And I just want to warn y'all that my slides are auto-advancing, so I'm not doing this. I'm forcing myself to be policing the slide. This is the learning pyramid. Learning pyramid is the most famous graphical representation of active learning. It says that you remember a lot more of what you teach to others or are actively involved with than you do when you read or watch something or just are passively involved in demonstration. The connection between active and inactive learning is exploring the association between doing something and learning while you're doing. So learning occurs because you are actively involved, not in receiving information, but in engaging in information in kind of a meaningful way, in a real-world way. And the originator of this idea was actually a lot longer ago than people thought. John Dewey is a really famous dead white man, foundational American philosopher who he was basically the originator of the idea of problem-based learning. So people learn by solving problems. This is the foundation of active learning theory. This is radical because in the context of John Dewey's kind of timeline, the dominant educational philosophy was called behaviorism. And behaviorism is based in the Pavlovian idea of kind of dogs salivating when bells ring. So the evidence of learning is in the correct response to a given stimulus. This is a very passive model of education. So you tell a student the right answer, and they spit it back to you, and that's learning. Cognitivism was another really influential kind of way of thinking about learning at the time, and cognitivism is wholly concerned with how learning happens in the brain. So learning is made evident by the correct neural pathways and things that happen inside a learner's brain that are pretty much the evidence that learning has occurred. So you have to present information correctly to make learning happen. John Dewey created constructivism, which is a school of educational thought that says that learners, if actively engaged in the learning material, construct memory, construct meaning, and construct experiences that they will then carry to other experiences in their life, right? So learning is constructive. What connects all of these ideas is memory. What makes memory happen? How do you structure learning to encourage memory, retention of information, and application of that retention to future events that are worthwhile, right? So why does the learning pyramid need to be constructed? Basically, no one knows this. It's a complete fraud. People cite this. It's another fraud, okay? So I've highlighted kind of the problem areas of the learning pyramid. Round numbers and statistics equals like totally fake. Like, okay. So the National Training Laboratories in Pennsylvania is a for-profit institution of non-researchers who will tell you, if you ask them, thanks for your inquiry, if you're wondering where the information that this pyramid is based on, we lost it, and we can't find it, and you're never going to find it because it's actually fake. So this route that people use to justify their techniques for active learning, people teaching others, having people teach their peers instead of listening to a presentation, that's all fake, right? So it's a really important idea that you need to engage learners, but it's based in a graphic that's totally fraudulent. It's false. So what do? Instead, you have to take this idea that learner engagement is the core of learning, active engagement with material, but you can't assume that every learner is going to learn more by teaching others than by listening to a lecture. It's about the learner themselves, and it's also about your strength as an instructor. Are you an excellent lecturer, or are you an excellent discussion facilitator? I argue for an engagement continuum, is what I call this. So based on the level of experience in the room, you kind of, you structure the way that you teach based on the level of experience of your learners. So graduate students are more likely to learn from a lecture than undergraduates, right, who would be more likely to learn from teaching each other. K. Patricia Cross says passive learning is an oxymoron. There's no such thing. This gets to the idea of active learning being wholly dependent on the strength of the instructor and the characteristics of the audience. So learning is only active if you're able to match your instructional techniques to the needs of your audience and your own experience as an instructor. Okay, so what I argue today is for building an understanding of what is involved in the continuum of relevance, meaning, and engagement in instruction. So it's not just about making people teach each other and therefore they're going to remember your lesson. It's about understanding who are these people, what makes them engaged, what's their level of experience, and how can you place your instructional strategy on that continuum. Okay? That's pretty much all. 4 seconds over.
That's what you want next time. Thank you, Char. Okay. And so write down your questions now. This is your active part. Write down your questions for them for other people you might not remember. And Pat, do you want me to ding you?
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Where do you want it?
So it's not. Well, everybody's going to get their wish today. You're all going to get to return to the age of 18, 19, or 20. Hi, everybody. My name is Pat. I'm a librarian here in Moffat Library. And Dr. Lang has asked me to come and talk with you today to work on a research project. And as I understand it, the theme of your class is it monsters that were guaranteed? So what he's asked me to do is show you how to find books, because part of the research project is going to involve finding 3 books for your project. So what I'd like you to do is get yourselves on the web, get yourselves on the internet right now, and get to the library homepage. Is everybody getting there? Okay, good. What I want you to do is go in and find how many books you can find on the topic of monsters and modernity. So I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. And join with your fellow students.
What was the question again?
What class is it? You're much tougher than the others. Okay, so I'm going to just call for some responses and see what I get back. So anybody want to share what they found? What did you find?
I found a book.
You found one book.